Extraordinerd, estamos con Edgar Wright, el director de Baby Driver. How are you, Edgar?
I'm good, how you doing?
Very nervous because I'm a huge fan of yours.
Don't be nervous.
First I wanted to ask you, like, from your very first movie, A Fistful of Fingers, to now Baby Driver is like your most elaborate film. What do you think has changed throughout all these years, like in terms of style and your directing?
I think there's a big difference between A Fistful of Fingers and Baby Driver. That movie I remember when I was 20. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I think there's probably quite a massive jump in sort of like ambition and kind of content. This is a movie I've been thinking about for a long time, but I haven't kind of had the chance to, like just building up the confidence to do it.
Estamos con Eiza González y Ansel Elgort, los protagonistas de Baby Driver. How are you guys?
Muy bien.
Bien. Sí, y sabe un poco de español, right?
I can understand perfectly.
Vamos a hacer medio español-inglés. Entonces, primero, Eiza, me encantó tu personaje porque
Gracias.
siento que no tiene estos estereotipos latinos que siempre le meten a las actrices latinoamericanas, sino que es una mujer poderosa, medio loca también,
Sí.
pero peligrosa. ¿Eso fue algo que te atrajo a este papel?
Completamente. Yo creo que como actriz siempre quieres hacer algo que sea un reto y creo que nunca había tenido la oportunidad de interpretar un personaje como realmente atemporal y como de ningún lado verdaderamente. Y ella tenía una personalidad muy especial. Ella es como medio loca, psicópata, pero cuando está enamorada es demasiado pasional con su amor y ella mataría por él y tenía como muchos layers, ¿sabes? Tenía muchas diferentes profundidades a ella y me gustó y me gustaba la relación que tenía con los hombres y me parecía increíble que era la única mujer de los bank robbers y eso lo hacía bastante poderoso para mí y también se convirtió en un reto porque quería traer un performance que estuviera al mismo nivel que todos los demás actores.
I think that something that you guys, your characters share is that they are both in love and very passionate, like she was saying. So did you identify with each other's characters?
Being in love, passionately in love.
Yeah. You know, for Eiza's character is a little different than Baby's character because she starts the movie in love. And with Baby, I think he starts the movie a little bit down and he doesn't really know what his purpose is.
Yeah.
And it's not until he meets Deborah in the beginning of the film and he starts to realize that she might be that thing to live for and that dream on the horizon. And him and Deborah have this idea of driving west and disappearing from the world that they live in. So
It's hopelessly romantic.
yeah, just like Darling and Buddy, Eiza's romance with John Hamm, which I think she's very envied for.
I'm very envied, sí. Porque todas están celosas de John.
Yo también estoy celosa. I know that genres to you are very important. You're a big film geek. Would you say that the genres define your movies or is it the other way around?
I don't know, I think sort of probably just as a fan of the different genres, you're just trying to make something interesting and unique within that genre. So I think, the thing with the movies is they all have a voice. So I think that's the thing, is that if you're making a genre movie, you have to find some way of making it your own.
Leí que las escenas que hicieron en los coches sí eran casi todas reales.
Sí.
O sea, no había nada de pantalla verde y esas cosas. Entonces, ¿hubo como algún momento que se sintieran al borde, muy riesgoso, peligro?
Yo creo que él más que yo. I think you way more than us.
No, the thing is that we were sort of lulled into a sense of false security because the stunt team is so great. You felt like you were in like a roller coaster or stuck on tracks where nothing could go wrong.
But you really aren't.
But you're really on an active highway, drifting and weaving through traffic. And the stunts are really incredible and they are real. So I think Edgar really wanted to keep everything real and that he knew the audience would be able to relate to it more if it felt real, because a lot of the times now with big driving movies, it's all green screen and it's all sped up and cars are added in CGI and it's not quite the same. Baby Driver feels like old school because in the olden days when they did dope driving scenes, they didn't have CGI. It felt dangerous, and I think you watch this and it does feel a little bit dangerous.
I love that Flea is in the movie. Did you ever think of including Red Hot Chili Peppers songs in their soundtrack?
All of the soundtrack was kind of worked out before Flea came on board. So I think it would have been a bit weird to have a Chili Peppers song featured in a movie where Flea is also in it, you know?
I love all the characters that you've written because they are like very down to earth and you really feel like you know them. Who would you choose if you could hang out with any of your characters?
That's a very good question. Maybe it'd be fun to hang out with Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim.
And I also think that both of your characters are good people deep inside, even though they are under bad circumstances. So do you feel empathy for them?
Totally.
Yeah,
no, I think it's true. I think Darling is like, she's like this character that is doing it kind of for the fun and for the rush and for, it's like almost like the thing that she gets to do with her
loved one.
Love.
Yeah, it's this passionate like, I ride or die for you, and it's kind of the
like
thrill.
very sexy.
Sí, very sexy. Es como el rush de adrenalina de yo voy a donde tú vayas. Y creo que eso es, pero yo creo que todos los personajes en algún momento pasaron por un momento difícil y por eso terminan como en estos lugares oscuros, ¿sabes? Baby perdiendo a su familia, tal vez Darling en algún momento pasó por algo. El personaje de John, ¿sabes? Jamie hace como una nota de tú debes de haber tenido otra historia en la vida y creo que eso solamente refleja la verdadera humanidad. Todos pasamos por momentos oscuros y buenos y todo depende cómo lo navegamos y estos personajes lo navegan de una manera mucho más oscura, que lo hace más divertido.
If you could choose any director to direct a movie based on your life and any genre, who would you choose?
Oh my Lord, what a question. That's a very good question. From any era?
Yeah.
I would like my life story to be directed by 60s era Richard Lester. That would be cool.
And what kind of movie would it be?
I think it would probably be a comedy.
I know that the first thing that you did with the whole Baby Driver concept was the Blue Song video a long time ago. So did you ever think of including any of the actors of that video in this film?
Thought about it. There's a clip of the movie, a clip of the music video in the movie. So that was about as close as it came. I mean, they're all British actors and this is an American film, so I don't see how they quite fit into it. So I think it would have probably been too distracting to have them in it. And not everybody has seen that video, so I thought I'd just have a tiny clip instead.
How much did you actually drive?
I like to think I did a lot, but I did a little bit. I did as much as they knew that I wouldn't like hurt myself or anybody else. But I got to do a lot of driving training, like a great amount, because whether or not I was driving, because we were actually on active roads, sometimes I'd have a wheel that was turning, but it wasn't actually controlling the car, and there would be somebody else on the roof driving it through this amazing pod contraption. And if I didn't really know how to do the special drifting, then I would look like just turning the wheel randomly, but at least this way I could turn the wheel just a little bit this and a little that, and then you have a counter steer, so that way it looks real.
And I think this is your first movie that you have shot in the US, right? Like
Yeah.
most of them have been in the UK, Scott Pilgrim in Canada. So why did you choose the US? And was it difficult? Like, for example, you drive on the other side of the road in the UK.
I think, to be honest, I don't drive in London anymore. London's one of those cities where just owning a car is like a nightmare. London is not a fun city to drive in. I know people say the traffic's bad in Mexico City as well, but London is a bad traffic city. So I've driven more in the United States than I have done in England in the past 15 years, which means that it's probably more difficult for me to go back to English driving. So now, to me, the UK is on the wrong side of the road.
And last question, would you consider doing a sequel to Baby Driver?
Maybe. I mean, it's come up already. It's been talked about, and I have some ideas. I think it would be something I'd have to go away and have a think about. But it's not completely out of the realms of possibility.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.